I didn't want to do it, but I had to make another Captain Marvel's numbers video. Hey there, it's Tom with Tom's Tech Show. Today, I didn't really want to make another one of these videos, but I see a lot of stuff bouncing around about this number down here, about the audience score dropping some 50,000 numbers out, and being a computer coder and what happened before, where there were some 34,000 or so not interested votes dropped. So I saw the want to see at that time, I think was around 10,000, maybe around 7,000. So, and that by the time the movie was going out was up to like 20,000 or so. So the fact that that number, kind of the 34 plus the extra 10 or 15 that were there after they changed their coding on their page, after that happened, kind of equals out to the 54,000. And I'm thinking to myself, I think what happened was, since they changed their code so fast, somebody screwed up along the line. So here's what you do when you're, writing code. I mean, I work in a company, and we write software code for the internet, and we use AWS and load balancers and all these systems out on the internet. Okay, so you have a place where you are beta testing your code, and that's typically separate from live. Then you do some actual QA testing. You just have somebody who has a set of things that they go through, set of steps that they go through, different tasks that they go to make sure that what they click on comes up with the right value. So they have all these things that will run through that. People run through that. They can do it automated and go through and automate clicking different things on the page and pulling the screenshots as you go down, kind of a thing. But once you get out into where you're going to publish this live, so you can do some different things. You can put it there, and then if you have a load balancer in front of your web page, you'll either have a cache, or typically a cache, a load balancer. You can specify in that load balancer specific hosts, hosts that keep your web pages. You can specify what users go to which one. You can set aside, okay, this is the new beta code way over here, and I only want these people from these IP addresses to get to this beta code. Okay, so they're kind of acting, like it's live. They're actually using the actual system. They're connecting to it. They're running through all the different pages. They're getting some real feedback on how it's working. There's logging going on behind the scenes. Then from there, you can tell your load balancer, okay, make these new pages live for 5% of random users, and start logging if there's any errors or any problems. So then you can slowly phase that in. So different users will get, different things, and you can start logging in and checking, what pages people are getting, if there's any errors on the page that are coming back, different things like that. If that's gotten all the way through your testing department, your QA department, and the first, kind of beta people that you're using off of the general internet. Okay, so once you get to that, then you finally say, okay, we've got all these people running this new code, and we can flip a switch in the load balancer, and that pushes out, clears your DNS, your caching server, and everything else, and wipes that, and then now everybody that logs in will start to get the new code. Okay, so this typically happens over weeks. I mean, it takes, the amount of time it takes to make code changes and do all the testing and all that, pushing it out, takes a long time. So the fact that we never heard anyone saying, oh, there's a different Rotten Tomatoes, or I'm testing new Rotten Tomatoes, or that one blog post that they said about their new design was the only blog post. If you were going to be really have doing this over the past, weeks or months, or like they said, then there would have been some other, breadcrumbs of this has been going on, then this has been going on, A, B, C, going through the numbers to get it to becoming live. The other thing is they put it live at like 8 o'clock at night Pacific time. That is when you would never, ever make something go live. If something goes really wrong, you want it typically done late at night when your traffic is at the lowest. So you can slowly see how your new code is acting, because code will put different load on the servers, and you don't want to put it in place right when most of the people are there hitting the code, because then that can take everything down if you don't know how it's running. So all of that leads me to believe that the code they put in place was flawed. There were problems. That something they did left these stale, not interested numbers in the system. And when they turned on the audience score, it brought all of those numbers forward and made that number be the 55 or whatever users. Because it doesn't make any sense. I mean, from when they turned it on, early this morning, just until today, there's 17,000, right now, 17,000 user ratings. Well, from when they turn it on to like a few hours after they turn it on, unless someone is actually running some kind of bot, which I highly, highly doubt, those numbers that were there were from the old not interested, not anything else. So there was a code problem, and what they did today, whenever they did that, like at 1 or 2 o'clock, they realized that their code was messed up, and they pushed a new set of code out to their servers. And that was why the number went down. I do not think it was any kind of company calling saying, this is bad, we need to do something. I think it was just coders realizing they made a mistake, and then suddenly it's back to a low number, back down to like 4,000. So now it's up to 17,000, which the number's actually gone up. I mean, if I look at my chart here, it's gone from 35, 36, because it was at 58,000 users and 34 audience score, and now it's up to actually 54 and 17,000 people putting in their reviews, whether they like it or not. So that seems okay. The Metacritic score is 2.9. Some of these I've looked them over. Tim Pool also was looking them over and kind of going through reading them, and some of them seem fairly legitimate, like somebody actually went and saw it. But who knows why this is 2.9? It could be correct, it could be not. I mean, they're going directly off of, and this is the other difference, right? Is this could be directly off of the rating. I mean, when you rate this movie, you're actually putting in how many 1 to 10 rating you want, and that's just an aggregate of those ratings. This is a percentage of users who have rated this movie 3.5 stars or higher. So that's going to throw the numbers off. That's only people who have rated it 3.5 or higher, and how that percentage is to the other lower people. So a ton of people could rate it, 3.5, and everybody else rate it a 0, right? Your vote is not counted evenly. This is just a percentage of the people doing it 3.5. So it is different. The real crazy one is at IMDb, and I think that the 10s have overtaken the 1s. So this is just crazy. I mean, I don't think that there's 10,000 people here who say it's perfect, and there's 8,000 people here who say it's the worst movie of all time. So this here on IMDb, these numbers just are blown out. This is not even real. And if you're going to say that these 10,000 are all women voting, it can't be, because there's only 4,300 women that have been voting. So a lot of those have to be men voting that it's high. So the IMDb rating, I think, is completely fake. I think there's got to be some kind of bots going on, something for the one, and it's a battle of the bots. That's what IMDb is. I think it's a battle of the bots, and the ones used to be winning, now the tens are winning, so the ones score people are going to have to up their bots and really get going in order to get that pushed higher, so that they can win and start driving the number down. I don't know. So, but anyway, that's my take on why this number went down. I don't think was anybody doing anything crazy. I think it was a coding problem brought on by, yes, the change of the not interested, which probably was fueled by Disney, Marvel getting in contact with them and having a meeting and saying, what can we do about it? And then pushing that. So in a sense, those 54,000 that disappeared is just kind of a aftermath kind of number. So, but I don't think it was directly put on by Marvel or any company. I think it was just a code error. So, all right. Thanks for watching. I do a lot of videos like this, kind of analyzing and going over movies that I like, TV shows that I like. I also do some geeky technical computer things and some photography things that I also like. So if you like any of those things, you want to keep getting videos about those, subscribe to my channel, hit the little bell, all of the YouTube little tasks that you need to do to support a channel. And thanks for watching this video, and there'll be another one coming soon. Thanks.